Hello everybody and welcome to today's lovely session. So we'll begin by finding a nice comfortable seated position. Take a moment to close your eyes and gently relax. And with your eyes closed, let's begin by centering our hearts and minds with this lovely opening few words. May this sacred space be filled with peace, a gentle glow to guide release. With every breath, may love flow in, and with each exhale, let's healing begin. May our hearts be open, our minds be still, surrendering softly to divine will. In this light, we rest, we rise, awakening joy behind closed eyes. May grace and wisdom light our way as we move, as we breathe, and as we pray. Let's begin by blinking our eyes open. Let's scoop that lovely energy up and then exhale, take it all the ways back down again. We're joined by the sheep in the background, inhaling up and a cat, exhaling back down. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's do that twice more. Well done. This time, you're simply going to take your hands, we're just going to cross them onto the shoulders. So it's just both hands cross over the heart onto the shoulders, and you're just simply, we have a dog screeching as well and a cat. We're going to do nice circles with the body. So you're just holding onto the shoulders and just making nice circles with the spine. So I'm going anti-clockwise at the moment. This is my cat Luna coming in to visit. Come on, Luna, pop in. Yeah, you coming in? You can hear her. And then we're going to come back to center. And then we're going to go in the opposite direction. So we're going to go anti-clockwise. So we're going to go left and around. Between the dog coughing and the cat deciding to lie down on the yoga mat. You're having a rest, Luna. So nice big circles all the way around. Gently rotating the spine to the sound of calves in the background. Let's do two more. And come back. Inhale, sweep the arms up into your mountain, and exhale, plant them back down onto the knees. And here we're just going to do a simple twist. So you're simply just looking over the left shoulder. We're just going to come back to center. We're going to stay at the left side. Take a nice big inhale, looking over to the left. And exhale back to center. And one more to the left, all the way to the left. And we come back to center. We're going to go right now. Inhale, look over the right shoulder. And come back to center. Look over the right again. Back to center. Once more over the right. And back to center. We'll do it in a different form of twist. So we're inhaling the arms up this time. Right hand onto the left knee. Left hand behind you. And look over that left shoulder. You're here now for 3 breaths. Sitting up nice and tall, rotating that left shoulder blade back into the center line. Let's do one more inhale. Keep that right hand where it is on the knee. Then you're going to sweep that left hand up and over onto the other knee. Tuck your chin and bow your head for 2 breaths. When you're ready, you're going to sweep that right hand back now onto the floor behind you, looking over the right shoulder for 2 breaths. And once again, now you're going to sweep that right hand up and over onto the other knee. Tuck your chin and bow your head. We'll take a nice little lateral bend now. So right hand comes down onto the earth, and you're taking that left hand all the ways over, sweeping over, and you're here for 3 breaths. We come back to center, and we're going to go on to the opposite direction. So the left hand comes down, and you're sweeping that right hand over. Luna, do not scrape me. And you're here for 3 breaths. Let's come all the way back to center, rising up, and then you're folding forward and down, releasing the head, releasing the back of the neck, allowing the arms to become heavy, simply breathing in and breathing out. Inhale, come all the ways back up to center, and hands back down onto the knees. So for here now, we're going to take the legs out nice and wide. So the toes are pointing up. So toes are flexed up towards the sky, and you're just simply once again going to place that right hand down at the outside of that right thigh. You're going to sweep your left hand up and over, and you're reaching for those toes. So you're making a cactus, inhaling open, and then exhale up and over, reaching for the toes. Breathing in, sitting up nice and tall. Breathing out, reaching for the toes. Let's do 2 more. And come back to center. You're placing that left hand down now alongside the thigh. You're taking the right hand into that cactus shape, taking a nice big inhale, and on the exhale you're going up and over and touching those toes on the left. Breathing in and then breathing out. Breathe in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Let's do 1 more. Breathing in and breathing out, and come back to center. Take both arms into this lovely cactus shape. So we're simply going to twist all the ways to the left on the inhale, twisting to the right on the exhale. Breathing in and then breathing out. Like goalpost arms. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's do 1 more on each side. And come back to center. We sit in cross-legged once again. You're going to once again hold onto your elbows. You can hear Bruno munching, my doggy munching the grass. Bruno, don't do that. Don't be munching the grass. That is not a good idea. So we're going to hold our hands in, holding by the elbows. So holding on to each elbow, and you're simply lifting the elbows up over the head, looking up towards the sky, reaching the shoulders up, and then exhale. You're simply just bringing them down towards the belly, tucking the chin to the chest. Inhaling, lifting up, looking up, so it's a lovely rotation for the shoulders. And then exhale, tucking the chin to the chest and bringing the elbows down. Breathing in, lifting up, looking up, breathing out all the ways down. Let's do 2 more. Breathing in, breathing out. You're definitely getting a feeling for what it is to live in the countryside between calves, dogs, cats, sheep this evening. So it's probably feeding time as well. So we're up here now in our mountain. We have a grip of our elbows and just gently tilting one way. So you should feel the opening down the side body, and then gently tilting the opposite direction. Breathing in, it's like a chorus. behind me. And then breathing out. Let's do one more on each side. And just gentle tilt. Coming back to center. Bringing the hands out long, pointing the fingers towards the ceiling. And then exhaling, turning the fingers down towards the earth. Inhaling, rise. Exhaling, point. Inhaling, rise. Exhaling, point. Nice rotations for the wrists one way, and then we're going to go in the opposite direction. Come back to center. Let's drop that right ear down towards that right shoulder. We're going to be here for 3. Now gently allow the head to roll forward, nice and gentle, falling forward and rolling to the other side. So gently bringing the left ear to the left shoulder. So it's nice relaxed session today in the sunshine. Take 2 more breaths here. Gently allow the head to roll forward, let it be heavy. Let the back of the neck lengthen. And just gently roll to the other side on the inhale, and then gently rolling forward all the ways to the left on the exhale. Let's do a few more, bringing some lovely energy into the neck. Let's do one more on each side. Last one. And come back to center. So I hope you enjoyed those few gentle movements. When you're ready now, you can find that nice comfortable seated position for our lovely meditation. So our meditation this evening is, I suppose, more about thought patterns rather than bringing us on a journey. I just want you, with your eyes closed this afternoon, just to imagine, what if all the fears that you're carrying just melt away? Imagine all the fears that you're carrying, imagine, or what if they just melt away? What sort of life would you step into if you had no fear? No fears. Because fear often shows up in just small moments of our day. Sometimes a fear can be hesitating before we speak, or maybe a fear can show up as overthinking about a decision. And a lot of the time, a fear can show up as something that holds us back from something that we truly want. But most of our fears aren't real threats. They're just thoughts. So most of our fears are just thoughts, and they're built on experiences that we've had. But fear loses its power when we stop feeding it. So just for a moment, with your eyes closed, imagine all your worries, all your anxieties, all your hesitations melting away. And take a moment then just to visualize your life without these. How would you show up differently if fear didn't hold you back? What would be one thing you'd do differently from tomorrow if you didn't carry those fears? So it's lovely to think about that, and maybe even tonight to journal on that. You know, and I think a lot of the time as well, our fears are based on what other people think. You know, a lot of the time I feel I have a lot of to-do lists. But when I look at my to-do lists, who am I doing them for? Who are you actually doing your to-do lists for? And we rarely do them for ourselves. We're either doing them in a work environment, or so that other people will be more comfortable or have a better life. But we rarely do the to-do lists for ourselves. So that is something as well to just think about this week. So we'll finish our practice by bringing our hands into prayer at the heart center. We'll bring our thumbs to our third eye. May we have peace in our thoughts this week. To our mouth, may we have peace in our words this week. And to our hearts, may we have peace and love in our hearts this week. We will bow to our own hearts, namaste, and we will namaste to each other. I can honestly say my back is probably toasting in about 27-degree heat in my own back garden. But thank you very much, everybody, and I will speak to you again soon. Have a